As you write your life story, you're far from finished. Are you looking to close the book on your job? Maybe turn a page in your career? Be continued at the Georgetown University School of Continuing Studies. Our professional master's degrees and certificates are designed to meet you where you are and take you where you want to go. At Georgetown SCS, the learning never stops, and neither do you. Write your next chapter. Be continued at scs.georgetown.edu/podcast.
DC, are you ready to start 2025 with incredible live entertainment at Capital One Arena? On February 22nd, comedy takes center stage with the hilarious Joe Coy. Then, on March 17th, feel the energy as Disturbed gets down with the sickness. On March 26th, it's all about the legendary Mary J. Blige bringing soul and power to the stage. And don't miss pop sensation Kylie Minogue on April 8th. Tickets are going fast. Secure yours now at CapitalOneArena.com.
This is Fixing Famous People, the podcast where two reality television producers pitch solutions to save celebrities in dire straits.
But first, let's get to the Pre-Fixe, your weekly pop culture roundup.
Christopher, if we have honesty, we have nothing, and
Okay.
I want to be honest with you.
You mean if we don't have honesty?
Sure. As such, I have the following statement to make to you. Because I saw you earlier today, and you and I appeared on another pop culture podcast talking about
Causing
some
a
of
scene.
some of the same things we're going to talk about in the Pre-Fixe.
Correct.
I then misplaced in my brain that we had to do our Pre-Fixe today for our podcast. Like, it just went right out of my mind. And I only remembered it after I'd broken my twofold rule of do not smoke weed before 5 p.m. and do not smoke weed before recording this podcast. In short, I'm high. And I felt like you needed to know it.
To quote Felicity Huffman herself, ruh-roh, here we go.
So I'm just operating at like a 7 right now, just so you and the listeners are aware.
Which is, okay, we've seen that before.
Are you sure? Are you calling 7 my base? How dare you?
It was too easy. Yeah, but we are going to be on Causing a Scene podcast, where Sarah and Natalie, that came on to do Jennifer Garner.
Mm-hmm.
We are appearing on their show, and it was a barn burner.
It was a kiki and an ooh la la. We
And
had such a good time.
Very, very fun. So pop on over there, and obviously we'll share it on our socials. But we had a great time with them. Anywho,
I mean, where to begin is not even a question right now. I think, Chris, I speak for you as well when I say we are both still so adrenalized from the Super Bowl. Just
correct.
That level of Americana. Oh, it butters my biscuits. The whole fucking thing was a snooze. Tip to tail.
Yeah.
With some highlights, but good Lord.
Kendrick, obviously, biggest highlight.
And that would be it, the one and only, actually.
Like the only highlight, actually. Because this is the thing. We had the Taylor Swift last year with her and Blake Lively, like, freaking out, and while seeing her and Ice Spice and Taylor and the whole gang, the gang's all here with that. We saw that was last year. So this year it was less like fun. They're slowly turning the Super Bowl into like the Oscars. Like, why was Bradley Cooper there? Why was John Hamm there? Like, if I was a man that loved football, I would also be upset that like they're turning it into like a red carpet Oscars.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm also going to say this.
It's turning into like live from the red carpet like by E. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
That
as
Zuri
a fan
Hall
of the
should be.
Yeah. I mean, it's gayer than the Oscars.
Yes.
It's eclipsed the Oscars in homosexuality.
Yeah. Or
First
she would
of
say
all,
the eclipse.
Remember
that?
It has
Remember
eclipsed. You're literally, I mean, it's all anyone is looking at is the celebrities.
Yeah.
There are cheerleaders. 100,000 people are gathered in a room to look down at men in tight clothes, throwing themselves on top of each other.
Yeah.
This is the masculinity that we voted back into our worlds. This is it. This is us peaking.
Also, like, again, said it before, we'll say it again. Travis Kelce walking in that outfit. Mamma mia, Papa.
I loved it.
I
thought he looked great.
He looked great, but I was like, what the fuck is this? Like,
you'll never
stop.
forget it. You'll never forget it.
What are you doing?
Let's talk about Not only the booing of Taylor Swift, but then Donald Trump comparing his crowd reaction to hers. We're living in a simulation. Like
It's not even that, but it's like, if this was a Democratic president saying this, every Republican would be like, they shouldn't even be there. They should be running the country, blah, 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 blah. And then because it's him, he's like, I have to like, this is about like how famous I am. And everyone's like, oh yeah, that's completely fine. But if this was someone else, they would be losing their minds. And I fucking love how hypocritical it is.
You know, I value my time. And when someone tries to waste it for even 2 seconds, I fly into a rage. So if someone's or something is going to send me an alert on my phone, it's got to be worth my time. When I get an alert that says Donald Trump comments on Taylor Swift booing at Super Bowl, when that's a headline that the Daily Mail thinks I need to be woken up to read, then an asteroid needs to hit our planet, is basically what I'm saying. A big one, like a Texan-size asteroid where we know nothing would survive because
like the
when
Fifth
I get
Element.
a text, I get an alert like that, we don't deserve to be here.
Like
we
in the Fifth
don't.
Element when they're like, when it's like hurtling towards Earth and they're counting down at the very end.
Do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's insane.
And I know we follow celebrity. Like, it's what we do is talk about this shit. But
it's so dumb. It's like, and again, remember like his inauguration last time? It was the biggest crowd ever. It was like a picture of like not the biggest crowd. Like, it just doesn't fucking matter.
It was
like,
a dozen
again, people are putting up videos of him being booed by everyone in the stadium. And it's like, okay, like it doesn't matter. The point of it is not, you know.
Kendrick was wonderful. It was definitely a different kind of Super Bowl. I mean, a halftime show, mostly because, not to insult our great nation, but he's a little cerebral for that job.
Yes, he's no Katy. It's not Baby You're a Firework.
No, this is not Katy Perry. This is not a middle-aged woman coming out and shooting whipped cream out of her titties. This is a Pulitzer Prize winning.
Yes. His music also isn't like mainstream in the way that, like, again, last year, Usher, he was like, you remind me of a girl. Like, we all, if you walk into a bodega today, that's playing. You know what I mean? Like, Kendrick Lamar, like, his music is very like, you're his fan and you listen to his music and he's like very lauded. Correct. But it's not playing at the grocery store. Do you know what I mean?
Those pants, though, those jeans.
I launched 1,000 Google searches.
And
everyone wants them. Everyone wants them. They were Celine, like $1,100 flare pants. So everyone is like, fuck, I don't have enough money. And Stacey London herself messaged me and she went, don't worry, they'll be at Zara next month.
I can't wait. We're wearing them all summer.
I need a pair of
shorts.
There's all these influencers that are, and content creators that are like millennial nostalgia influencers.
Yeah.
And this one that I follow who's like so fucking funny. She was like watching the Super Bowl and then she like looks like, what? And then she goes into like some old storage bin and pulls out her American Eagle flare pants and puts them on and dresses them with like what I used to wear, which was like those Hollister like little camisoles that were like the lace. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The lace, I don't.
These like lace, like trimmed camis that girls would wear that were from like Hollister or American Eagle or Abercrombie.
Okay.
With like a Dooney and Burke wristlet. And she's like walking down the street and I was like pissing myself.
Oh my God.
Because every woman is like, every girl my age was like, we loved these pants. And now he's wearing them at the Super Bowl.
Well, it's like Dylan from Great British Bake Off, Dylan Bachelet. He would wear like Jenkos on every episode.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Listen, I'm the minute that Zara sells a pair, I'm buying them for
I'll
$89.
I'll live vicariously through you. I'm too short for flares.
So is he.
Yeah, but there's something different about Dylan, though. I'm also not a 20-year-old.
No, I'm saying Kendrick Lamar is 5'5".
Oh, you mean Kendrick? Kendrick is 5. Hey, Siri, how tall is Kendrick Lamar? Oh, she got it right. He's 5'6".
So,
yeah,
you too could do this, Dominic.
All right. I guess I'm as thin as him. I probably could. I could make it work.
We all could. I mean, again, next month at Zara, we'll go and we'll try them on and take videos.
Jean-Baptiste, the anthem was lovely, jazzy, New Orleans.
Fine.
I won't remember it.
Some people were commenting saying, this is what Fergie thought she was doing.
That's the truth.
It is the truth. Although his last note.
Don't remember it. I'm sure the whole thing was lip sync, though.
It was fine. Yeah, sure.
I mean, are pre-recorded. So if he was flat, that's pretty. Like, if you're flat and it's pre-recorded, that's what's wrong with you.
That's what it is. But yeah, no, it was fine. Gaga singing "Hold My Hand" before
that was beautiful. That was a wonderful moment.
We are so back, Dominic. We are so back.
If I could pair Kendrick's jeans with the hat Gaga was wearing, and that's it,
you may.
There's my Provincetown outfit. I mean, that.
Truly.
No shirt. I'll even shun the tank top. I'll wear jewelry, Gaga's hat, and
heart of the ocean.
Jeans.
The heart of the ocean.
The heart of the ocean. I have to give that to you.
Yeah,
I was
supposed to be the owner of this, and I don't have it.
I was supposed to give it to you so many times on the tour, and I can't believe
But we kept passing it around for the listeners to like.
Well, I started posting clips from the holiday tour this week, and so many people have commented on the necklace.
We need to have it just as. We need to just have it as like a what is even that? Like not a mascot, but like what is it? Like a token that we pass around.
It's the royal jewel of this podcast.
Yeah, it sure is. It sure is.
The commercials,
horrible.
Challenge me to remember a single one. The Harry Met Sally mayonnaise one. I remember
was the best
that.
one. Best one.
Because I'd already seen it 30 times the week before the Super Bowl.
And because we love Meg Ryan.
Yes. I thought that was Billy Crystal and Keith Urban. Am I wrong? Are we thinking about the same commercial? Yeah.
Oh, God.
Let's talk about Emilia Perez for a moment.
Wait, really quickly. Sorry to go back, but loved that Serena Williams was doing the crip walk at the end of the thing.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry. We forgot to mention that.
No, we need to, let's take one more minute to talk about the halftime show. I thought it was great. I loved that he sang the song from Black Panther with SZA. I'm so glad SZA got to do the Super Bowl because she is so great and I love her fucking music and everyone loves her music, but she would never, ever, ever be able to just do it on her own because she's so, like, she hates being a performer and a celebrity. She's like too nervous. And so I loved that she got to do it. She sounded great.
Is that true that she hates performing?
She like doesn't want to be a singer. Like she got her dream and I was like, wait, this sucks. And like, she wrote a thing on her Instagram that was like, I'm going to just do 2 more albums and throw them away. And then I'm just going to go live on a farm for the rest of my life. Like, bye, see you later.
Okay.
Like she like doesn't like fame. So I'm glad she got to do this. Yeah.
Mothers-in-law told me once that if you have a gift and you don't use it, that God considers that a sin.
Well,
I'll leave you with that.
Are we
Christian moment
sinning or doing right by the Lord?
Well, SZA would be sin. Well, we right now are not sinning because we are bringing our considerable talents to listenership.
Dear God.
SZA, however, if she just decides to do one and done, she would be sinning because she has talent.
She looked great. She sang great. Kendrick did great. I cannot believe that he sang Not Like Us and looked directly into the camera and said Drake's name. I loved Serena Williams doing the crip walk at the end because Drake was like, tried to get back with her so badly. And she was like, go away. You're weird.
And it's funny that is like the A story of her doing that. But the B story is so
legit
compelling as well.
Yes.
Was it the 2012 Olympics where she did that?
She did that. And they were like fining her. They like gave her like a slap on the wrist for
doing it's called the crip walk.
Yes. Yeah. For like showboating basically.
Right.
And
everyone went after her. And so now she's like, fuck y'all.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, get them.
What
is that?
Wasn't that the song? Isn't that the Drake song?
Oh, yeah. No, it is. Yeah.
Jesus. The look on your face. I was like, I guess I was flat.
But no, I love the halftime show. I thought it was great. For what it, like, for it being, like, knowing that it's Kendrick Lamar, like, I'm like, okay, I don't like the one song that I know of his that I really love, that was the one from Black Panther. I was like, oh yeah, great. Like that was
and it was great. It was good. It was very special. It's memorable in its own way.
Yeah.
People are backlashing, saying it was the worst ever. And then the backlashers to the backlash are even worse, trying to educate them. It's like, if they didn't get it or don't like him, they're never going to. You don't need to slide in there. Backlashers.
Also, just anyone / probably a bot saying that it was the worst one ever. Like, you don't need to even engage that.
Now let's move on to Emilia Perez, which this is a story that I just can't stop thinking about the harrowing ride this film has taken. It's really been unbelievable.
Before you go any further, I need you to know that today, after we did our podcast that we did together, I came home, and when I came home, I started playing the Penis to Vagina song and writing down the lyrics in a notes app on my phone so I can start composing pink. What did I call it? Pink
So
penis.
you're going to do a Pink Pony
Vagina
Club version
Pony
of
Club.
it?
Yes. Know that I started working on it and wrote it down in my notes app. So my notes app, I have a note that literally says, "Hello, very nice to meet you. I'd like to know about sex change operation." And then the next line says, "I see.
That song is the worst thing that's ever happened to trans
It's my
people.
favorite thing ever.
Just that one song has to be the worst.
And know that it's called La Vaginoplasty.
Why do we think that law was necessary there?
Oh, no. It's the dumbest thing ever.
If you haven't seen the movie,
just watch this part. It's the
just
best
watch
thing you'll
that
ever
part.
see.
It's unnecessary on every level.
And again,
So-
anyway.
Well, anyway, Carla Sofia Gascon has now stopped talking and said she's going to stop talking, given her controversial tweets of several years ago, which have completely 100% derailed the Emilia Perez Goodwill Awards tour. It is not going to win Best Picture because of this. There's
Good. It shouldn't.
Literally,
It really
puns
shouldn't.
intended. No way. There's just no way.
Did you send me the article that GLAAD was like, here's a roundup of all of the trans people?
GLAAD's been saying, GLAAD did not nominate it for anything. And yes, I sent you that article because when Emilia Perez debuted to rapturous reviews, it was largely from cisgender critics. No trans people had actually seen it. So when trans film critics started looking at it,
like, what the
they
fuck
felt
is
the way
this?
that they and GLAAD were both like, excuse me? Like, this is not good for trans representation. You know, GLAAD nominates everything for their awards.
Sure,
I mean, if there's a queer person in it, it gets nominated somehow. Emilia Perez did not get nominated for any GLAAD awards because they said this is not the look. And so because Emilia Perez, or the actress who plays her, has this controversial past, it has completely thrown the Oscar campaign for a whirl. Zoe Saldana and Selena Gomez are still doing interviews and going to film festivals and all that shit. But Emilia Perez, who the director of the film is now no longer speaking to, and says, I'm not speaking to her and I don't want to speak to her. So,
well, because he thought this was his gravy train right to the top. He's like, Bong Joon-ho, like, move on over.
You're
Here
right.
comes a new. Do you know what I mean? Like, he really thought it was. And we were going to give it to him, which is, that's on us.
I will say this. I do think that Zoe Saldana is still going to win Best Supporting Actress.
She did a really good job.
She did a great job.
And
she's also the lead actress in the movie.
Yeah,
so
yes.
She's not supporting anything. She's anchoring it.
Yes. And I will say, as much as Penis to Vagina is my favorite song, like, the one that she sings at that, like, benefit dinner is actually a very good song.
That's nominated for
I
an
was
Oscar.
like, oh yeah, this is fun. Like, that one actually does deserve recognition.
I could be wrong, but that's El Mal, and it's nominated for Best Song. Yeah.
Yeah, which I was like, I like this. Like, and she's like all over it, and it's like freeze frame, and then she's like jumping on all the tables. Like, I was like, oh, this is a great scene. There are parts of the movie that are really good, that I really enjoyed.
I don't think it's like, I told you this, like, I liked the movie. I wouldn't have nominated it for Best Picture. There were definitely some aspects of it aspects of the trans experience that I hadn't seen in other movies. But then when I read that article, which was all the trans movie critics reviewing it, I can't look at the movie the same way.
Yeah.
And it's not even about being easily influenced or even gullible. It's just hearing what trans people think about this movie. I'll probably never see it again.
That's like not for nothing. Ruh-roh. But when Moonlight was like the one that was like winning everything, I was like,
you didn't like it?
I didn't like it at all.
I liked Moonlight a lot.
I just didn't. I really didn't. It was weird. I remember thinking like, wow, Mahershala Ali's like so supportive of this little gay boy, and yet he still is so repressed.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I remember just feeling like,
well, that was the point.
I know, but I was like, but you're painted in like, what an almost so unrealistic version of like what this could be. And it still was not good enough for you. I don't know. There was and I know that I'm like saying inflammatory things, but I was like, This is
No, it's
not
fine. You just didn't.
It wasn't. I was like, this
you
doesn't
didn't
deserve
get it.
every.
It's like the same thing that Idaho felt about Kendrick Lamar's performance this past
Sure,
weekend. You know, you're
sure.
basically that. You were
Sure.
you were red stated.
Sure. No, but that it was like a thing where I was like, like what? I was like, anywho,
And Moonlight won Best Picture.
it did.
When you said Moonlight, I thought about the film Spotlight, and I can't remember who at what award show this week, but someone referred to Conclave as the prequel to Spotlight.
Was it Chelsea Handler? It probably was.
It was either
wasn't it?
Chelsea Handler or Judd Apatow. It was either the PGAs, the DGAs, or the Critics Awards.
Oh my God.
Which
that is
wouldn't-
so fucking
and
funny.
Organic and perfect segue to leave Emilia Perez and go into this because Anora won Best Picture at all three of the aforementioned Guild Awards, which is as pretty close to a lock as you can get about Anora winning Best Picture.
I thought it was great.
It's a great fucking movie. Yeah.
Multiple people have told me that they really didn't think that Mikey Madison
Yeah.
didn't deserve to be nominated. And
I
I
disagree.
completely disagree. I thought like someone was like, oh, I thought she was so like one dimensional. I was like, I thought she did incredible.
Yeah, I did too. Even right up to and including and especially that final scene.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I thought she was so good in it.
Yeah,
I thought
you
the whole
can't
movie was
like
great.
the
I
movie
loved
and not
it.
her. Yeah,
I
I mean,
loved it. I
if
loved
you
the
like the
movie.
movie, you can't say there's because she anchored the entire.
She was
thing.
great. I thought she did incredible. She did such a good job of playing that girl from Queens. Do you know what I mean? Like out in Rockaway, like she was that girl. Like it was so. I thought she did incredible. You know who didn't need a nomination was that supporting man. He
Which
says
supporting
like
man?
4 words in the movie.
The Bodyguard?
Yeah.
Oh, I disagree. I'm like so pleasantly surprised that they nominated him.
good.
He's great.
He did good, but she was like so good to me that I was like, no. Yeah, anyway.
I think it's great he was nominated. But
Whole movie
also
was
Sean
great.
Baker at the DGA and the Critics' Choice Awards won Best Director. And he was not tipped to win this award anywhere.
No,
I think a lot of people thought Daniel Odiar
I-
was going to win it.
I thought it was good. I thought the cinematography was really good.
Everything about it's good.
It wasn't
Sean Baker's a great filmmaker.
It wasn't annoying. Like, you know how sometimes those movies like that, they try to be like, ooh, we're going to be so cool and different and alt with our like cinematography. And I'm like, literally get a fucking grip.
No, he doesn't have to.
It was very well done.
Like
it was
that.
like, yeah, like it was, I loved it.
This Neil Gaiman sex assault
I mean,
lawsuit. This is, to quote Chris DeRosa, this is bad. Like,
Yeah.
it's not.
it's bad.
Neil Gaiman is being sued for sexual assault and human trafficking by his former
Wait, what?
nanny. Yeah.
Oh no.
You know, it appears as though whatever relationship Neil has with his wife, that his wife knew
Oh God.
/ knows about Neil being with other women, which no judgments here, but
No,
it's
sure,
like making
whatever.
this case very difficult on all sides. The former nanny has accused him of sexual assault, battery, and human trafficking, which center around allegations, and I'm quoting the Hollywood Reporter, that he coerced her into forced sexual encounters with him as a condition of her employment. And apparently the author has a, quote, decades-long history of sexual misconduct.
Well, the former partner denies claims of human trafficking. Amanda Palmer, the musician and former partner of Neil Gaiman, has denied allegations of human trafficking and negligence made in a civil lawsuit filed by a woman who previously worked with the couple in New Zealand. Uh-oh. That's not good. I want everyone, okay, this is going to be very mean. I want everyone to look at Google if you're like, what does he look like? I need you to Google Neil Gaiman and look at a picture of him. And I want you to look me in the face and say, this man isn't a sexual assailant. Because that's all I see when I look at him. So, I mean, I could have told you this is all I'm going to say. Like, right? He looks like bonkers to the hilt.
He
What
does.
is this
He
haircut?
does. He's giving low key Phil Spector a little bit.
Yeah, low-key Phil Spector is exactly what he's giving. And I don't love it.
Well, while we're in the sci-fi realm, let's remove the sex assault part of it and talk about the Fantastic Four trailer. Have you watched
brother.
it?
Dominic.
What's it?
Is he
Was that
gonna
like
go
a
to jail?
backward segue?
Is it civil with Neil? Sorry.
What?
Is it all civil with Neil, or is he like going to go to jail?
I don't think there's anything civil about human trafficking. No, I think he's going to go to jail.
Dominic.
I thought you meant civil versus criminal.
Yes, I mean civil versus criminal.
Yeah. No, I think these are criminal charges.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, federal court. Uh-oh. Oh, he's done for. He's going down.
Can we talk about the Fantastic Four trailer now?
We can. Yes, I'm sorry.
Appreciate you. Did you watch it?
It was fine. It seems like at the very end, they're going to be the Fantastic Four, and I can't do that anymore. It's too, I need them in it. I need them, like, you know?
I didn't get that from it. I feel like they'll be the Fantastic Four already for most of it. I was hoping they would do the whole origin story and a backstory. That was I could be wrong.
I'm like, we don't have the time anymore in this Marvel universe to do that. Is my
do the backstory.
They gotta be like at it. They have to be like, we have to hit the ground running with all these, because the whole point, like, there's too many movies to get us to where we need to go. Do you know what I mean?
I meant to say, I think that backstory is going to be in a flashback, is what I meant to say. But as I already said, I was stuck.
Okay.
So
no, that's
I think it's going to be in flashbacks.
It looks fine. I'm not.
I wasn't as excited as I wanted to be, and I love Fantastic Four. It was the only comic I read as a kid, and I don't know why I love it. The highlight, though, for me, is the absolute perfection of Vanessa Kirby cast as Susan. She fulfills everything you want.
Okay. Yeah. You know who's the opposite for me? Pedro Pascal.
Really?
I really don't see him in this role of like leader. Like, I would love for him to be like a fun side character where he could like play someone really crazy. Whereas like he's this leading man thing that's like, I wish he was like a villain that like was there, like a Loki kind of character or something.
Here's the funny thing is, like, I was really happy to hear about when Pedro Pascal was cast. When I saw him in the trailer, though, I was sort of like, I'm not feeling as good about it as I was before. But the funny thing is that Eben Moss-Bachrach is playing Ben Thing, and they should have swapped roles. Like, Pedro Pascal should have been Ben in Fantastic Four. And Eben Moss-Bachrach, he's like tall and lithe before he's Thing anyway, but he would have been a great Reed Richards.
But he's not a big enough star.
I know.
You know what I mean? And that's the
bear isn't
and you
big
know
enough
what?
really
It's
for
giving
that.
me a little like Stranger Things, like, oh, it's 70s with like the like sepia filter over everything. And I don't know. There's something about that I'm not connecting with.
It was the filter that bothered me. I make it kitschy set at 70s, but why did it look like that?
You know, because they probably shot it on film. You know what I mean? It's like, it looks like very cinematic, but there's something about it that I'm a little. And who is this person that's the Human Torch? I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell. Like, I don't even know who that is.
I'm pretty sure it was Kathy Bates, but don't quote me. Oh God, that's my Instacart. One moment.
Okay. Joseph Quinn, Johnny Storm / the Human Torch.
Oh.
Doesn't ring a bell. But like, remember when Chris Evans, the thing that's so funny is like, wasn't Chris Evans the Human Torch in the first? And then he became, what's his name?
Captain
America. Like, that's so funny that they were both these things. Anyway, but.
Are you saying that the role is a stepping stone and that this guy's going to be the next Captain America?
No, it's just funny to think back. Because I was like, who was the last one? Because I was like, the last one was so hot. And then I was like, oh yeah, because it was Chris Evans. And he is so hot. Other stars include Julia Garner as a female Silver Surfer. Yes. Yes. Ralph Ineson as Galactus. No idea who that is. I'm sure if I saw his picture.
We should move on. We've really geeked out on this.
What are we doing? We're off today. I don't know what it is. We've seen each other in person already. That's why.
I think Chris is also high. Is what the problem is.
Maybe I got a contact high through the night.
These photos of Pete Davidson as a new model for Reformation undergarments. Which
is that what it is? Okay. Yeah. Because I was like, why is he in this underwear stuff? I'm like, what the hell is this?
But the underwear is the second story. The real news is that all of his tattoos are gone. And
I mean, and
he looks adorable. He really does.
It looks good. But I wonder, I hope he's okay.
He had 200 tattoos.
Do you understand how expensive that is and how painful? Everyone that I've ever seen get a tattoo removed says that it's like exponentially worse than when you get it done.
Are you serious?
Yes. Oh, oops. I didn't even think about you.
That's terrible because I'm trying to get a tattoo removed. And remember, I brought it up a couple of weeks ago.
Did anyone?
Several people wrote me. Here's a message from a listener about it. Hi, I'm listening to last week's episode and you were talking about your tattoo. a cover-up would be 100,000 times better than removal. And I'm with you on the tattoos. I want full sleeves. Okay. Thank you, Klissner.
Okay.
To Klissner, a woman goes on to say, also, I want to get matching tattoos with my brother, and he is such a nerd about it. Can you please help me convince him?
I'm going to kill
you.
both of you. I'm going to kill both of you.
The person who wrote this to me was your
my sister.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. What a surprise.
I said I absolutely will back you up, and I will bring it up on the podcast.
My
so
God.
Thank you, Pete Davidson, for making sure I didn't fucking forget.
I want to get like a matching Lord of the Rings tattoo with her, but I don't have any tattoos. So like it's like needs to be the perfect tattoo where she has like so many tattoos so she doesn't care. Do you know what I mean?
Where will you put it?
I don't know. That's the thing. I have no idea. I have to really think.
Please put it somewhere scandalous.
No.
Please.
Like where? Like on my butt cheek?
Yeah.
No.
By the way, that is even contemplating that is the most scandalous thing that you could do.
Yeah.
You personally.
Yeah.
Like my base for scandal would be my butt cheek. I was going to suggest your taint. Well, you don't know what the actual tattoo will be?
No, I don't know. We have to really be inspired. We have to figure it
Don't
out.
the cast of The Lord of the Rings have a tattoo that they all...
It's a 9 because there's 9 of them, but like, I don't want that.
Oh.
What is that to me?
I don't
You
know.
know what I mean?
I don't know.
I don't know. It might be like elvish writing or something. I don't know. I'm such a loser, but yeah, that's what I think it might be.
This is the geekiest prefix we've
I know.
ever
What's wrong
done.
with us? Okay. So back to not geeky stuff. Pete Davidson, great, but like, why did he get rid of all the tattoos? I wonder. I would like to see him on a...
Because he hated them and he knew they looked like shit. Oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm eating.
Oh no. Oh no. What has happened?
Listeners, I don't know. The whole podcast is falling apart this week.
This is so bad.
I'm eating.
Oh,
We're
we're
now a
sorry.
sci-fi podcast.
We're sorry. We're a sci-fi podcast where we eat. That's what it is. Okay.
You know what? I know exactly how to get it back.
Me too. Here
Taylor
we
Swift is pissed at Justin Baldoni
go. We're back.
for her ass getting dragged into all this fucking nonsense. So now that Taylor Swift is pissed, expect this to be pled out pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's about to be over. To quote my father, the kibosh is about to be put on this. Oh, God. Why is she mad at him, though?
Because he brought up that he felt pressured about Blake Lively's notes because Blake did it with Taylor Swift.
Because Taylor said it was good, which we did not bring up that, like, by the way, in our part 2 of our serial series about this ongoing lawsuit.
Yeah.
We didn't bring up that, like, if she rewrote all this stuff, it was during the strike and she was technically scabbing. So, like,
oh my God.
Let's talk about that. Miss Blake, like, Miss, like, Norma Ray of the set.
Where
like,
did you hear that?
It's just if she was rewriting it while they were on strike, that's technically in violation.
Wow. Huh.
It's just putting the pieces together. So that's all. Anyway, moving on.
So yeah, so Taylor is supposedly pissed at Justin for even dragging her into it. I don't know, Taylor, you're the biggest star in the world. You get dragged into everything. I mean, I think that's the rest of your life. That's going to be your sort of cross to bear, isn't it?
Do we know she's actually like this, or is this just like a random Page 6 story?
She hasn't
You know
held
what I'm
a press conference.
Yeah. So Taylor's mad. Okay, she'll be fine. But what does this say? Because isn't someone now trying to sue Taylor? And Taylor's like, "Don't you dare even get near me."
No.
And didn't she drop like Lively recently? She was like not seen with her recently or something. Am I wrong?
Well, supposedly she didn't go to the Super Bowl because she didn't want to taint Taylor with her currently fucked up reputation.
Rightfully. Good. She shouldn't.
Now, Blake Lively is being sued by a crisis management firm that allegedly played a key role in the standoff between her and Justin Baldoni.
Well,
so they're suing her for defamation.
Yes. Apparently, because that one PR person that then was that Justin hired, she was breaking away from the larger firm that was Blake's firm, Blake's person.
Got it.
And then because this is what I've learned recently is because they were feuding, that's when then Blake's PR person uncovered all the texts that they put in that thing that were we're going to bury her or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So this all started not from Blake and Justin. Actually, it actually was their PR teams, which that's fucking messy as shit.
It's going to be messy forever.
I know. Again, I want it to be like Judge Judy when she says like, you're denied and you're denied. That's what I want to happen. I know that I've learned that that's not how this works.
It'll never work like that.
But like, this is what I want. You know what I mean? I want them to go into the people's court and I want, what's her name? To like throw the book at both
Marilyn
of them.
Million.
Yeah. I want Judge Marilyn to be like, what is this? You're an idiot. Like denied. And then I want it to be like, we vacate and then we do our little we do our OTF interviews at the end.
Marilyn Million has always given me like angry Eva Longoria energy.
That, but also Mariska. I know that like not for
Really?
you. Not for you, but like they live in the same world, Mariska and the People's Court.
That they're fictional characters.
Yeah.
Do not let Judge Marilyn hear that. I can't believe it's taken us this long to bring it up, but it is rumored that Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo will be singing some wicked shit at the Academy Awards.
Oh, I thought
year.
It was confirmed. Is it just rumored?
I thought it was confirmed, and then I saw someone try to ask Cynthia Erivo about it, and she ran away from them. Like playfully, like, I can't talk about it.
Bro. No, they're definitely.
It's lovely, but
I want them to do it, by the way. I'm like, yeah.
Who doesn't?
And then again, I want it to be followed up with Zoe Saldana taking the stage to
sing
nice
penis
to meet
to
you.
vagina.
Hello, very nice. Wait, hold on. Let me get the lyrics out.
Hello,
very nice to meet
vagioplasta?
you. I'd like to know about sex change operation. And then the guy goes, I see. It's so stupid.
I don't know. This
Man
movie.
to woman or woman to man.
Stop singing it.
Oh, God.
So Mariah Carey has this residency in Las Vegas, and people are complaining and posting videos that she is lazy as hell and is moving like 100-year-old woman and can barely move about the stage.
Well, remember, laziest performer, Mariah Carey. I'm dying.
That's the headline in the post. Mariah Carey, world's laziest performer.
There's videos that are like 11 years old of like her dancers carrying her around and then dropping her down on the stage. Like, do we not remember this?
I once saw her Skype a concert performance from her backstage dressing room to a large screen.
No. Are you serious?
I am not. No. But if you do that, I would pay an endless amount of money to say that I was in the audience the night Mariah Skyped the concert.
To be fair, she's not a dancer.
No.
Like,
or
she,
a mover, really. That's not her. She's not a choreo queen.
She's just a singer.
She's a great singer, but she's not just.
But you know what I'm saying? Even like think about old performances of her, like from when she had like the curly hair. Like, you know what I mean? Remember she had like the curly
stands in one
wings?
spot.
She just stands there and sings. And like, she like bopped to the music, but like, okay. And
it's like if someone says Mariah Carey's moving like a 105-year-old, you're lucky Mariah's moving at all. And you're lucky to be in her presence. Now go get her some tea. She was told there would be tea.
But like, I don't get what the problem is here. And also, she always is like this. She's always 3 hours late to every concert. And then she does what she wants to do. And then she doesn't do what she doesn't want to do.
Let's move on to an important story, because when the leader of the free world speaks, you should listen to what they say, obviously. United States President Donald Trump has said he will not deport Prince Harry because he has enough to deal with that wife of his.
Dear God. Oh my God, I'm reading
do you
right
think
now.
do you think the Duchess of Smuckers will actually have that written on a charm and wear it around her neck?
Probably. She should. She should.
Good Lord. The exact quote from our president regarding the Duchess of Smuckers is, "I'll leave him alone. He's got enough problems with his wife. She's terrible."
That's hear him saying it. You know what I mean? That's what you get, guys. That's what you get.
But Meghan Markle is masturbating to that because she has weaseled into the only thing left is for Jesus before he goes off the cross is to lift his head up and just say, Smuckers. That's it. That's all that's left for her.
Oh, God.
Kids, that's going to do it for the Pre-Fixe this week. For the Patreonettes and the Apple subscribers, On this week's a la carte, we're going to talk about a documentary that's going to look at what the fuck happened on the set of the Rust movie.
Ruh-roh.
We're going to talk about why were Lauren Boebert and Kid Rock seen getting into a taxi cab on Monday night at 2:30 in the morning together.
Mm-hmm. Never forget what happened with her husband behind that bowling alley. Anyway,
God, problematic music legend Irv Gotti is dead. And we kept Kanye off the Pre-Fixe this week. We'll talk about it in the a la carte.
Sure.
Chris may not even talk about it.
Do we even need to say anything? Like, for real?
His talent agents dropped him. His website's gone. The brand is in tatters. Literally, if you've ever seen a runway show, the brand is literally tattered clothing.
Yeah.
And if we have time in the a la carte, we will talk about Wendy Williams, who was told not to do any press, going back on The Breakfast Club.
by Judge Judy.
And talking about her seeming willingness to work with Lifetime again, as long as they don't portray her as a mentally ill homeless person, or I don't know. She was not depicted well in the other Lifetime project.
No, but I mean, justice for her.
Jeez, Instacart sends a lot of emails and alerts and receipts and all sorts of things. I mean, they delivered this shit like 15 minutes ago, and it's like, how was it? Is it there? You have cold items.
Like,
here's your receipt.
Know. Yeah.
Want a blowjob? It's like Insta. Back off.
My God. Well, here we go.
We did it. So here we are. By the way, by this time next week, I believe, unless I'm wrong about my dates, a week from today, we will be giving our impressions of the new season of White Lotus.
Can't wait.
And possibly the Baldwins. Am I wrong about this?
Brother. Okay, we have to really, I got to get speaking of me like annotating notes, I need to get my scripts in order so we can do our dramatic readings of the episodes.
Yes.
We're really doing that, by the way. We're doing that.
Yeah, we really are doing it. And one
good.
of our friends of the pod will read all the other lines or the stage direction or whatever, but we will trade off doing Alec and Ilaria.
Well, for the coin for the first one.
I think I want to do them equally. Like, I know we both are desperate to do Ilaria because of the accent.
No, we'll have fun. Yeah. To be her scene partner will also be fun, Yeah.
Because I'm only going to do Alec Baldwin as Jack Donaghy, or I'll just do him as an even gayer Alec Baldwin, meaning use my own voice just like this.
Okay, great.
How many children do we have? That's an example of what you may witness on our Patreon reading of the Baldwins.
It's also what you might witness on their show. Oh, God. Well, okay. Some vital messages before we get back and fix Ashlee Simpson.
February is the month of love, and we all deserve a little something special. Dime Beauty is having their annual Valentine's sale right now, where you can get 25% off everything with code VALENTINE. It's the perfect excuse to refresh your beauty routine or pick out a thoughtful gift. At Dime, clean is more than a standard. It's their promise. Dedicated to skin-conscious ingredients, they focus on creating beauty, skincare, body care, and fragrances that are safe, gentle, and free from harsh chemicals. With Dime, you can trust what you're putting on your skin every single day. If you're looking for the perfect nighttime anti-aging cream, their TBT cream is a must-try. It's packed with clean, age-defying ingredients that nourish and hydrate your skin while you sleep. But don't just take my word for it. Over 3,000 five-star reviews speak for themselves. Whether it's skincare, fragrance, or a little bit of both, Dime has something for everyone. Visit DimeBeautyCO.com and use code VALENTINE for 25% off right now during their Valentine's Day sale. Grab your favorites before it's over. DimeBeautyCO.com.
The Sleep Number Smart Bed is the best bed for couples, and there's a good reason for that. Only Sleep Number Smart Beds let you choose your ideal comfort and support on your side of the bed. Firmer or softer on either side. Sleep Number does that. Perhaps you want your side cooler, and your partner wants their side warmer. Sleep Number does that too. You choose what's right for you, making it the best bed for the both of you. The Sleep Number Smart Bed will even automatically respond and adjust to your movements to help you sleep comfortably all night long. Your smart bed will even learn how you sleep and provide you personalized insights to help you sleep even better. Why choose a Sleep Number Smart Bed? So you can choose your ideal comfort on either side. And now, save 40% on the new Special Edition Smart Bed. Ends Monday. Shop a Sleep Number store near you. See store or sleepnumber.com for details.
Dominick, we have someone who is, I would say, the most qualified person that we've ever had on this podcast, because what we do on this show is what his day job used to be.
Okay.
He is now the host of the Vault podcast. It's Amir Yass.
Hello.
Thank you for being here. We
Not
clap for you.
applause.
Yeah,
oh
we
my
do.
God.
No, wait,
applause.
where do we begin? I don't know what I want to know more about first. Your current podcast or this elusive thing that you did before that that's similar to what we do. You choose.
Well, I can talk about being a celebrity publicist. I worked for everyone. I mean, I kind of think the list is long. Melissa McCarthy, Gwen Stefani, the Kardashians, Michael B. Jordan. I was his like personal assistant. And then I'm sure if you lived under a rock, you would have missed this story in 2020. But I made a joke on Heather McDonald's podcast that I had a moment with Michael B. Jordan, and it spread like wildfire. So it was everywhere that I slept with him, that I was his DL boyfriend, it was everywhere. It was on CNN, for God's sake. It was insane.
Oh, brother.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was insane. I got threatened
Well,
for a lawsuit.
did
It was a
you?
lot.
Because that would have been my only question.
No.
That would have been my only question, even if there wasn't a rumor. Once I heard that, I was going to be like, did you see his dick?
I wish. I mean, he used to walk around like shirtless, half hard. So, I mean, I don't know if that was an invitation, but maybe it was. I mean, I didn't.
brother,
I didn't
sounds
take
like
the
one to
invitation.
me.
Oh my God. I may need to take a break or get a bag of ice. Listen, I have a question about the Kardashians, which because Chris and I have talked recently about Kylie and Timothy Chalamet. If you're allowed to answer this question, is this a setup relationship? Do they even partake in setup relationships, like for publicity as such?
Personally, I've never done that for them, but I
Right.
know that I don't put it past anyone because we've done it for everyone. I mean, we did it even for Michael B. Jordan. There was a South African actress that was in a movie it was a Netflix movie. And then we were like, I mean, we don't like set them up, but we're like, it'd be nice if you went with her to the premiere. Like we kind of
Sure. Yeah. Like they went on a date. Yeah. On a FaceTime. Yeah. Sure. Whatever. Yeah. Who amongst?
Yeah. 100%. And then I don't care how famous you are, the paparazzi can never find you. We call them on you.
Yeah, sure.
Every
Of course.
single time.
Yes.
Every single time. So.
Yeah.
That's, I love that.
It's the best.
I love that. So let me ask you this. Do we have the name of the person who made Kevin Spacey and Helen Hunt go to the Oscars together in the 90s as a couple? Does anyone remember this? Because I want that person fired or jailed.
I don't remember that, but it sounds kind of like a setup.
Happened. I swear it
Sounds like a
happened.
setup.
And we were like, what? Whose fan base are you trying to fool here? Because no one's buying it.
No one around. Yeah. Amir, tell us a little bit about the Vault.
Yeah, so we, talked to, initially it was just Bravo people, but I was like, oh, they're annoying. So I opened it up to more people. So we recently had Jodie Sweetin on from Full House. She's fabulous. So they're talking to more actors and musicians. And I hate to say this because I love my reality stars, but people with a little bit more accomplishment other than like yelling at each other on TV.
Slam.
So
Slam.
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, Jill Zarin. Love you. I know you were on my podcast. Love you. But, we're trying to go outside of Jill Zarin.
Oh, Jill. Okay. So we're here to talk about a little old lady named Ashlee Simpson.
Oh, you mean, are you speaking of Ashlee Simpson Wentz Ross Nace is who you are speaking of, actually.
Wow. Wait, who's what's the last one?
Well, Evan Ross has done what a lot of celebrities do when the mother is the famous person and the father is not. They take mom's last name as well as dad's.
Yeah.
So his dad is an entrepreneur. I think he's a shipping guy. I'm not sure. Named Arnie Nace. And that's who his dad is. But his mother's Diana Ross. So he's known as Evan Ross Nace, which now makes her Ashlee Ross Nace.
Oh,
Melissa
iconic.
Rivers did the same thing. I mean, Joan Rivers'
sure.
Actual last name is Rosenberg, but she was never Melissa Rosenberg ever.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe at one point.
Yeah, my sister's namesake.
Now, Amir, on this podcast, before we dive in and start to fix this week's celebrity, we play the middle name game. So we will ask our guest and Christopher to guess the middle name of the person we are fixing. The prize is just bragging rights and a round of applause within the three of us. I will give you some contextual information. Ashlee Simpson, born October 3rd, 1984 in Waco, Texas. She is.
No.
Yes, she is a
Wow.
Libra. I know. It's so funny because I remember that she's Jessica Simpson's sister, and Jessica Simpson is so Southern to me.
Yeah, but
and
Ashley's
Ashlee is not. And so you
Ashley's
forget that
not.
she's also Southern. So she's a Libra, October 3rd, 1984. What is Ashlee Simpson's middle name? And by the way, Ashlee and Simpson are her biological first and last names.
Okay, I might already know this, but I think it's Marie.
Amir?
That's a good guess. I was going to say, I don't know why I'm getting Elise, but I could be wrong.
Ooh, love that. Love that guess.
Those are both good names. It is Nicole. Ashlee
Fuck.
Nicole.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, that's a
Wah,
90s.
wah.
That's like a 90s baby name. Ashlee Nicole.
Also, when she was born, she spelled Ashley the right way.
Oh.
Ashley. It wasn't until Showbiz came calling that she was like,
really?
You know,
The
let's
double
make the
E?
Lee in
Yeah.
Ashley a Lee.
Yeah, because it's not.
L-E-E.
It's unlike Brittany or like, you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like,
Right.
yeah.
But it
I
could have
like
been worse, guys. It could have been Leigh.
GH, yeah,
Oh,
which
that
none of
could've
us.
been
really
That didn't
bad.
exist yet, though.
I can't.
My God, that would be terrible. Okay, well, where do we begin?
Where do we begin? What is your first memory of Ashlee Simpson?
My first memory is her like being the Jamie Lynn to Brittany. Like Jamie Lynn to Brittany is Ashlee to Jessica. The funny thing is that Christina Aguilera didn't have like a younger sister. That's the thing that's funny because the three of them I always have like they're always inextricably linked. But Christina didn't have this, but like she was so much like, and even like with Lindsay and then her younger sister, it was like the younger one that was going to be the alt version of her. And I feel like
Yes, that
Ashlee,
girl has not been heard from in
no,
decades. No one even
She's
knows
now
where she is.
an artist, all like
Oh,
huge
boy.
air quotes, artist,
Okay.
because she's
What's her
probably living.
name? Allie. Right?
Allie.
Allie Lowen.
Yes.
Allie.
Yeah,
Allie
yeah.
Lowen.
But Ashlee to me was like, they're always going to be this like alt version of the sister. And Ashlee is the one to me that is the most successful at doing this of these, of our holy trinity.
I even think in 2025, comparing anyone to Jamie Lynn Spears can only be considered a slam in any arena.
Oh, damn. Oh,
but yeah,
God.
that's what I first think of her. And like, remember back when like the dad was trying to be like the bootleg Jamie Spears,
Right.
the dad who's now gay and like having sex with 18-year-old boys.
The chef?
The dad,
Ashley and
Joe-
Jessica's dad? Oh,
Joe
he's gay.
Simpson
That's
is
right.
like 100% banging dudes. Like, period.
Remember when he's talking about his daughter's boobs? I mean, that was a pretty gay comment.
Mm.
Yes. And
That
so
was really
like
weird.
seeing her be like the little girl, like next to Jessica, who they're like forcing into the spotlight was just so, that was vivid to me. But then I think where we really got to see her shine was whenever she was going to start to become a star. And she had a show called The Ashlee Simpson Show on MTV,
Yep.
which I
Because
watched
based on the success of
Newlyweds.
with Nick and Jessica. Yeah.
It was a reality show about her launching and creating and launching her first album.
I love when she was like, I have nothing to sing about. And they were like, okay, the guy's going to break up with you and you're going to be devastated. Good music. It's like, wait, what?
She was Taylor Swift before Taylor Swift was Taylor
Yes,
Swift.
she sure was.
Can you imagine? Do you
Amir,
think
what
we'll
was
get hate
your-
mail? Ashlee Simpson walked so Taylor Swift can
Swift could
run.
run.
Isn't that what
Oh,
history is
God.
teaching us?
They're going to come for us.
Amir, what was
Whatever.
your first like interaction with her?
My first interaction with her was, do you remember that show Seventh Heaven? She was a guest star on that.
Oh, was she really?
She was like the bad influence or something on,
Yeah, like
what was her name?
alt
Beverly
girl.
Mitchell. Yeah, she was at the mall and she was like, let's steal abroad. And I remember like being like 10 years old and watching that and being like, oh, she's so bad. So
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
She joined that show in one of the later seasons. You will be shocked that I'd never seen an episode of the show. I know about it. She appeared on, they're saying 40 episodes of that
No.
show.
Oh, I thought she was a guest star. Oh, okay.
No, I'm
Well,
telling you,
she's-
let me just check. Yes, from 2002 to 2004, she played Cecilia Smith, which is described as a
God,
main
Cecilia.
role for 40 episodes in seasons 7 and 8. Never heard of her. I was unaware of this.
Wow.
Completely
Okay.
unaware.
Wow.
So she apparently was a backup singer or dancer when Jessica broke. She was coattailed from the beginning, which is fine. I mean, if that's how you get into the business, Nepo the shit out of yourself. If that's your way in, go for it.
Do it. Break that door over. And you know what is interesting about them is like, I always felt like she was cool. I felt like Jessica Simpson was not cool. Like,
No.
I don't know. Maybe that was just me. I always thought and even with like, I remember with Lindsay Lohan, it was the same thing. I mean, Lindsay Lohan was cool, but I always thought her sister was cool. Maybe it's just like the darker, like the goth thing that was so in the 90s. I don't know.
And
the early 2000s was like emo culture. You know what I mean? It was like we were all shopping at Hot Topic. It was like Panic at the Disco and Fall Out Boy. Then she ended up marrying Pete Wentz. You know what I mean? Like she was like, and even back in the Ashlee Simpson show, like a lot of it was her dating Ryan Cabrera, who at the time was like a pop punk, alt pop like singer.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still sing his song at karaoke all the time.
Do you really? What one?
I do. On the way down, I saw you. It's a perfect, like any man can sing it. It's like a perfect range because it's like he doesn't even really. It's like 4 notes. And I won't forget the way you love me. And on the way down, you know what I'm talking about? You know it?
Yes, so good.
Wow.
Almost fell right through. It's a good song.
Ryan Cabrera.
He had no other hits.
No, that was it, right? That was his only right. Ryan Cabrera grew up to be British actress Miriam Margolyes. Did you know that that's what happened to Ryan Cabrera?
Well, like at the time,
am I wrong? Have you seen him since 2005? But I see Miriam everywhere.
You're not wrong.
His hair at the time, like that spiky, like because that was when like
he was giving you like Sue Ellen Ewing at the time.
Yes,
it was truly unbelievable.
Like a reject, like Helen Mirren role that she never played. Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
So what's interesting about Ashlee, as I was doing in the 5 minutes of research we do before we come on, she apparently, even though her sister was a pop star, did not listen to pop music. And so she was the one who was like, well, because they want to be different. They really do. Cool. She probably did make that up.
Yeah.
But that's why she wanted her album to have a little more of a rock edge. And
which it did.
It did.
It did. Remember the Pearl?
The
music video with the Pearl?
Yeah.
That fucking album debuted at #1. I mean, it had the strength of a Simpson already in her family, you know, a famous Simpson. And we're speaking, of course, of her dad, OJ. No, I'm kidding. I don't know why. Why would I even say something so utterly idiotic? Anyway, her sister was already a pop star, and then she had this television show. But the album was also critically lauded. Like it was good. It was a great album. It really was.
It's good.
And like this was back when MTV had such power over us. Like the internet barely existed. Social media did not exist. Like we weren't in dial-up, but we weren't in like fiber. What was even like, it wasn't like broadband yet. You know what I mean? So like you still watch
3G. Yeah.
It wasn't even 3G. Like
it wasn't.
So
it was Motorola Razors, remember?
Yes.
Like that was the best phone you could have.
Like an iPhone didn't have, my mom had 2 pink razors, by the way. Like she had one and then she's like, why, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and bought another pink razor.
Oh, I thought you meant she had them at the same time. And I was
like, if only, because she
can I buy a bag from your mother still? Will she ship them?
No.
Okay.
No. She like had a pink razor and then was like, I need to get a new phone. But she was like, I just will have another pink razor that's like updated.
I love her.
Incredible.
I love her. Oh my God. I love that.
She loved that phone. Like, but the iPhone didn't exist. Like we were still in the world where like MTV for a teenager reigned supreme. And like that show, they did the show in corporation with launching her album. It was very Britney Spears-esque, where it was like the movie comes, like Crossroads comes out to like launch the Britney album. Like it was that big push like that, and it worked. And the show was good. Like she was like with her family, they were going on this tour where she was going to record. She went to like go record her album. She then did this like mall tour where she like sang some of the songs, and like that was a mall tour was everything.
No, I remember it. I remember it.
I vividly remember her like going down an escalator in her like, again, low rise, like PacSun jeans with the belt that had all the studs on it that you could only buy at Hot Topic.
Platform vans, the platform vans.
Platform vans, or those like mud shoes. Remember those?
Yeah.
Remember the like clunky? They're like coming back actually. They were like they were mules technically, but we didn't call them that yet. It was like, they were those slip-on like chunky like square-toed shoes that were like alt.
MUDD, right?
Yes, mud. MUDD with like the handprint. Yeah. Kind of Avril Lavigne-esque. You know what I mean? She would wear like a tie with like a baby t-shirt that had like a skull on it.
Yeah.
And a choker. Those like little chokers you would get out of a 25-cent
Then she had a mullet. Remember the mullet? And then she put like a hair clip. It was a little girlier than Avril Lavigne. It was like, we're going to do like Pearl. with the grunge outfit.
But she would wear those like the little socks that were like the black and white striped socks that were really gloves. Do you know what I mean? Like all that shit. Like she was like a Hot Topic nightmare waiting to be released. And again, I'm at Hot Topic like buying those things because she wore them on the show. You know,
100%.
So I'm not surprised at all that this album, you know, debuts at number 1.
And so then my version of events went very differently than what actually happened. Like what I remembered, I thought that the SNL incident happened deeper into her career, but it actually happened right away. Like she was promoting that first album, Autobiography. Let me read directly from the wiki page because it's the most concise version. It is unfortunately part of Ashlee Simpson's legacy. And
no, it's her biggest moment.
You can't talk about her without bringing up on SNL, her first performance, Pieces of Me, went smoothly. However, when the band prepared to play the second song, the title track Autobiography, an incorrectly played vocal track from the previously performed song was mistakenly triggered before Simpson reached the microphone. The vocal track was promptly lowered, but in the meantime, the band, who is at fault here, I think, the band also synchronized with the notes of Pieces of Me to mitigate the error, causing even more confusion. I can't even say this next part, this fragment with a straight face. Simpson initially reacted with a brief jig.
Correct.
It's a core memory. I mean,
we'll never
really
forget it.
Is.
We could all do it right now. If we all stood up, we could all do that little jig that she did. And I remember her. I vividly remember what she was wearing. Like,
me too.
I'm waiting. Like, she already sang that. Where's she going? She initially reacted with a brief jig, but after about 30 seconds, she left the stage. Her band continued playing, prompting the production to initiate a commercial break. Later, she reappeared during the closing credits with the evening's host, Jude Law, saying, my band...
Not Jude Law.
Not Jude Law.
of all people to be there.
She said, my band started playing the wrong song and I didn't know what to do, so I thought I'd do a hoedown. I'm sorry, this is live TV. These things happen.
Cringe. Don't say anything. I wish she would have just sang the song again. That's what I would have done. Just
they should have done like one commercial and then come back from that one commercial and then been like, and now Ashlee Simpson. And then just, if she would have then just performed, it would have been fine.
Yes.
Did you see that actual publicist advice fly out of Amir's face like a bullet? Like there didn't even need to be a thought about what should have been done. She should have just shut the fuck up at the end.
Yeah.
Just sing it again. Like Mariah Carey has been in this situation 100 times and she's dealt with it perfection. Like perfection.
Yeah.
She just keeps singing the same thing or decides to go, la, 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 la. Like that's all we want from you. We don't need you to do the jig.
That video when she's at like wherever she was, I think it was like some Today Show or something where she's like, it's like 8 a.m. and the backing track of We Belong Together like fails and she has to sing the end of it. And then at the end of it, she literally like, it's like, because she's so mad that she had to actually sing. It's been served to me like 75 times on the internet.
So
like
good.
The last,
and
like 1 week.
The thing about Mariah too is like because she went through a period where she lip synced so much, you're reminded that her voice still exists in moments like that. Because that performance you're talking about, that GMA performance, because you sent it to me, it was in the group chat, that performance, right? She wailed in that performance. Like she didn't just like try to like get through it. She sang the shit out of it. And it's like, why on earth didn't you just sing it instead of planning to lip sync to begin with? Like, I know it's early in the morning, but
she's lazy.
She cranked it. I guess she didn't want to warm up, but she cranked it. She cranked it right out.
She's lazy. She doesn't want to get out of her bed, but she has to.
Shame on you.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
she's lazy. I mean, I feel for these singers. You sing the same song 10,000 times. You're probably like, oh, fuck me. Like this again?
Yeah. They might be. When I'm going back many years when I saw Martha Wash perform at GAY in London. And obviously she's in the Weather Girls. The song they're known for is It's Raining Men, which had only been out, I don't want to date myself too much, maybe it had been out 10 years at that point. So we're in the 90s. Martha Wash walks out on the stage, sings 3 songs no one had ever heard of before, then sings all the CNC Music Factory songs that she did sing but didn't get actual credit for. And then they play the opening bars of It's Raining Men. and the crowd goes wild. And Martha Wash looks pissed. And she goes, here we go. One more time, the song that will never die. And I'm like, Martha, you're in a room of 3,000 gay men. Don't shit on this song. Don't we're still in the era where we were playing that song before going out. So please don't. Please.
And that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Period. That's it.
Not
all that other shit.
Your
great.
Weird songs that you sang at the beginning that we don't know.
Absolutely not. It's like going to a Lindsay Lohan concert and then her not doing Rumors.
Thank
we're
you.
Not here for the other songs.
Does she ever do
Are there other songs? That's really it, right?
There is.
There are Confessions of a Broken Heart. Duh. Daughter to father. I'm singing so much on this episode. Daughter to father. I am broken, but I am hoping. Great song. Why don't I sing that karaoke?
You should.
Back to Ashlee Simpson.
You're cutting that out.
No, I don't know. No, this is all core memory stuff. The moment we're done recording this, I'm going to listen to Rumors. It happens every time we bring this song up. I listen to it,
and that's even our greats. You think Mariah Carey does the Christmas concert and doesn't sing "All I Want for Christmas Is You"? Hello,
come on, you have to do it.
Lady Gaga doesn't get on stage and not sing Bad Romance and Just Dance and Poker Face. Hello? Right. Even if it's the only 3 songs that she doesn't, even outside of whatever album she's doing, she makes sure that she sings those 3 songs because she knows we want it.
Of course.
Ashlee survived the controversy. Even though
barely.
There was a shitload of backlash from the audience. Obviously everyone knew she was lip syncing. So she called into TRL a few days later and said that she had almost completely lost her voice.
Not called into TRL.
Oh, yeah.
This is making me feel 120 years old.
You should. It makes
there
me feel
was
the
no
same
Instagram
way.
then. You had to talk to Carson Daly.
That was Instagram, was going to TRL and talking.
So she said she'd lost her voice. She said her drummer accidentally pressed the wrong button, playing the incorrect track that caused the technical error. So apparently there was a 60 Minutes crew there shooting a segment about Saturday Night Live.
Not 60 minutes.
Not 60 fucking minutes. And they broadcast it the following week, and it supported everything that Ashlee was saying. It showed her while they were shooting that she was suffering from voice loss, blah, blah, blah. But Lorne Michaels...
Sorry, I have to stop you. I can't take that seriously. 60 Minutes, they're acting as if this is not Elizabeth Smart. We don't need a timeline of what's happening?
But they backed it up, and they have her on 60 Minutes leaving the studio in tears.
And she's like, I can't talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not leaving. It's getting ready for a set at 9:30 and then at 9:45 leaving studio crying. It's really? Did we need that?
To make it worse, Lorne Michaels stated he was unaware of the plans to use lip syncing and that if he had known, he would never have allowed it. I mean, talk about
Lorne
kicking a bitch.
How dare it? Yeah, sure.
Take several seats, Lorne Michaels. You have had abusers as hosts. You have had crazy people come in. You have people doing cocaine in the green room. Give me a break.
He also,
you are so mortified, clutching your pearls about lip syncing. Give me a break.
You're about to hate him more. He also added that Simpson was the only musical guest ever to have walked off stage during a live performance.
What about Bjork? Didn't she walk off? Or was that at the airport? Never mind. That's the airport.
I think
she beat up that woman.
Didn't Sinead O'Connor, may her soul rest, walk off after she tore up that picture of the book?
No, I think that was
I just saw
it was at the end. It was at the end. It was the end. I'm joking. I just needed to bring that up.
I saw that video today, Chris. That's insane that you brought that up.
Really?
I literally saw that video. And I was watching. I'm like, why am I watching Sinead O'Connor rip the picture of the Pope? Anyways, that was on Instagram. Thank you for...
And you know what you should also watch if you haven't seen it yet? Watch a few weeks or months later, she's singing at MSG and she walks out on stage and the entire world is booing her because of the Pope thing. And she's just standing there motionless, she doesn't know what to do. And Chris Christopherson walks out and starts whispering in her ear, "You got this. Don't let them get you down, blah, blah, blah."
Ooh,
it's R.I.P. to both of them, but he was a good guy. Anyway.
I like that. I like that. Good story.
I mean, after this, there's not much. I'm not going to lie. The SNL thing brings her right down to the studs, quickly.
It does. I mean, it ruins her reputation, but a second album comes out.
Which was also good.
Not only also good, but it also debuts at #1, despite. And it's so funny because in my clouded memory, I'm oh, this SNL thing was the last time we saw her and she went away.
No,
Not so.
not true.
All of these things happened in such quick succession. And we were all doing so much ecstasy back then that we just don't remember the order that everything was presented in. But there was a second album called I Am Me, which is hilarious considering the first one was called Autobiography. And this was called I Am Me. What was the third one called? It's Me Again? Or
Here I am.
Me?
This is me now. Yeah.
Dear God, it's me. It's
I
like,
mean,
girl. Oh my God. But you know what I always say? No, you listen, any press is better than nothing. So if bad, good, ugly, you have some press, it's good. But I just feel like were people more sensitive than now, which I can't believe it with cancel culture and all the snowflakes and the Republicans and the Democrats and all that bullshit. But people were very sensitive because people were very hurt. I remember actively offended that she lip synced. In the scheme of things, does it matter? Like, do we care?
I think the thing about it is that it's like there were so few celebrities back then that it was like, oh my God, you weren't singing live. Like, why are we like putting you up on a pedestal? That's what I think that it really is. Whereas like now it's like have to be like, you can go on Instagram and be a celebrity tomorrow if you really try.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And so
yes.
that to me is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Quickly, just some songs of hers that are great. Pieces of Me, obviously, we all know. But then some other ones that were really great. La La, You Make Me Wanna La La. Great song. I Didn't Steal Your Boyfriend, that song. And then she had another one where it was like LOLOLOLOVE.
Oh, like, I remember that one.
Great song. They're all good. The one...
They're really good. What was the one where she was in the shadow of her sister?
I'm living in the shadow. Yeah, what is that? Of someone else's dream, right?
Yeah.
Is it literally called Shadow? I'm assuming it has.
I think it's Shadow. They're not very deep with the name.
No. Oh yeah, Shadow. It's right here. That's on
it's
Autobiography.
Like ugly younger sister. Younger sister.
Yeah, correct. Correct.
It's too much.
I was 6 years old when my parents went away. I was stuck inside a broken life I couldn't wish away. Okay.
Were her parents also Britney Spears' parents? Because they look the same.
No, they are basically. They wished they were. They wished that they were.
The moms are the same.
She was beautiful. She had everything and more. And my escape was hiding out and running for the door. Somebody listen, please. It used to be so hard being me. Oh, brother. Living in the shadow of someone else's dream. Trying to find a hand to hold, but every touch felt cold to me. Living in a nightmare, a never-ending sleep. But now that I'm wide awake, my chains are finally free. Don't feel sorry for me.
Oh,
brother.
You know what, Ashlee? I don't feel sorry. I don't feel sorry for you.
It's hard to feel sorry for you. I met her sister-in-law. This is not that close, but I met her sister-in-law on a plane and we became friends and she's super nice. And she told me that this is verbatim out of her mouth, that Ashlee Simpson has a very nice talking voice. So she didn't say singing voice. She said talking voice.
Oh, brother. Okay, so
the shade.
Ashlee, Ashlee had the distinct or indistinct pleasure of being this handful of celebrities who were tortured by Perez Hilton in the aughts. And whenever we fix someone here, I feel behooven to bring up that like their lives were made much more miserable and their flaws, salt was poured on all of them. She was in that for me. Her, and especially when she got with and subsequently married Pete Wentz. I mean, they were just the subject of constant ridicule.
Scrutiny.
Yeah,
yes.
And scrutiny.
And then his dick pic. Remember his dick pic? And then
oh my God, his dick pic. I forgot about that.
Yep.
I remember looking at that on Perez Hilton at work, going like, you remember you'd be like, continue reading, and you have to click it, and then he'd show you the unedited. And so I remember, but we used to have meetings. They'd call and be like, Perez Hilton has one of our clients with a dick on their face. We would have a meeting about how to like respond to that. Like it was like he had a lot of power. He had a lot of power, like in the 2000s.
I'm looking at it right now.
Wait, are you really?
Yeah,
it was nice.
If you Google Pete Wentz dick, because the tattoos are unmistakable. It's like, why would you cover your face when no one else has that tattoo above their navel?
Oh, I remember it now.
So they only stay together for a few years, by the way.
And I think before
they had a child, though. They had a child, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think before that, she went to some it was like the Orange Bowl or something like that. And she was supposed to perform. And it was after the SNL thing. And I think that they booed her at the stadium.
I think that happened more than once, actually.
And either she sang like the Star Spangled Banner or she was singing her own song. Because I remember at one point she like did like a La La, that song. Like
that was the song
as
she
a performance.
sang. It was at the
and
Orange
people
Bowl.
were like, "What the fuck is this?" And they like booed her at the end of it. And that was like the 1-2 punch of like,
Yep.
you're out of here. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Like,
It was at the Orange Bowl in Miami in 2005, and that is what she sang.
And I remember that being really bad. Like I remember being like, "Oh no." Like she really
just leave her alone. Let her live.
Well, she continued to live, as we all know, and then she left Pete Wentz. I didn't know this, and I'm actually quite proud of her and pleased with the casting, but she then appeared in several productions of Chicago as Roxy Hart, which I think is actually great casting, to be honest with you.
Amazing.
I think she's actually perfect for it. She did it on the West End first, and then did a few. I don't remember her twirling through the Broadway production, but apparently she has. She did a few on Broadway, and then the last time she did it was probably 10 years ago at the Hollywood Bowl.
Wow.
But she's continued to appear in that role. I would love for her to, this is not my fix, but I think she should come back now and do it.
Yeah.
I think she should go on Real Housewives. I think she should go on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Oh,
that's my opinion.
Let's hold that.
Yeah, that's a really
the
good
guest
idea.
already has the best fix, and we haven't even thought of us yet.
That's
right. We're happy to always forfeit to the guest. This is the first time it's happened before we give our ideas. And that's it. She owns a clothing company. Her and her husband, Evan Ross Nace, do some occasional projects together, some musicals, some not.
They had like one song together that was like a duet that was like nothing special.
But she's just been out of the spotlight.
And when you're that white hot that quick, you either like stay in it forever. Like Britney was that, and she's still there, but like her star fell, and it didn't fall so low that it was like it was either needed to be tragic or not, and it was not, and so it was just like more.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Like she could have like
enough.
taken 2 years off and then come back with another album that was like more adult, and that would have been cool. But she didn't do that. Do you know what I mean? She was like, "I'm going to marry. I'm just going to be married." And again, a lot of women that we fix on this podcast were like, "What happened to them?" And it's like, "Oh, they had like 3 kids, and so they just didn't put out albums because they were truly just."
And she had her last kid like right at the start of COVID, from what I understand too. So which explains. But now, you know, if the kid is 5, it's time to get back on the saddle. Back in the saddle.
Get back on, girl. She was on Jeff Lewis's show on Prime. I saw her and Evan. They were like revamping their bedroom. I was like, why are they on my TV? So that was interesting.
I don't like that.
They had good chemistry though.
I know, but that's too low for her.
You think
it's very low for her. Very
you know what?
low.
See,
F's in the gutter, honey. He's in the gutter.
Sorry, all I mean is like she's just doing a random reality show that like she's like for one episode. That to me, that's like she has more to give than that, but maybe she doesn't.
She gave a lot. She was quite funny, and it kind of caught me by surprise because she was in the little like confessional. Like, I mean, they were talking about homes, but she was funny. Evan was trying way too hard. He was pretending like he was at the fucking Met Gala, so he was annoying AF. But she was lovely,
okay,
and beautiful, and beautiful. Like she looked so good. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm looking at the most recent pictures of her available. She is beautiful. And I'm going to say
red
something.
hair.
Yeah. I'm going to say something controversial. But, oh God, forgive me. I feel like I'm betraying everything that makes me who I am. She should have been the first sister. She should have been the Jessica, and Jessica should have been Ashlee.
Wow.
Interesting.
Were it not for the SNL thing, and if she were first out of the gate without all the Nepo shit, she would have been twice the star musically, especially that Jessica Simpson is, for sure. She was just born in the wrong time in that family. I've said it.
Oh God, these pictures of her as the girl on Seventh Heaven is rough. Compared to now.
She's a bad girl. It could also be she's just like, Diana Ross is my mother-in-law. I've reached the top of the mountain. Why do I need to do anything anymore?
Yeah, she might not care. She's probably like distancing herself from her fucking piece of shit parents.
Maybe.
Absolutely. And she's standing next to Diana Ross, and the sister-in-law posted a picture, and she was right next to Diana Ross.
Yeah.
And the other kids were like farther. The other daughter-in-laws were farther than her.
That's
so
what I'm
I
saying.
feel like there is some connection between them. Maybe they'll do a duet. Can you imagine? Like
Can you
Diana
imagine?
Ross's farewell album. Last song is actually
The mother of my grandbabies, Ashlee Nicole Ross Nace. Christopher, I'm at the arena and I'm pretty solid with what the next move needs to be for her.
I think I am too.
Bombas makes the most comfortable socks, underwear, and T-shirts.
Warning, Bombas are so absurdly comfortable you may throw out all your other clothes.
Sorry, do we legally have to say that?
No, this is just how I talk, and I really love my Bombas.
They do feel that good. And they do good, too. One item purchased equals one item donated.
To feel good and do good, go to bombas.com/Wondery and use code WONDERY for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/Wondery and use code WONDERY at checkout.
I want you to pay attention because this is important. Getting in shape and losing weight can literally be a life or death decision. Heart disease, diabetes, even cancer. Your lifestyle decisions dictate your health. Maybe you think you can't do it, but I know you can. If you have 3 key components. 1, you need a specific day-by-day fitness plan that's already proven to work so you won't quit. 2, a healthy nutrition plan that's integrated into your fitness plan that's easy to follow. And 3, support from a community all pulling for each other's success. I'm Carl, the CEO of Body. That's Body with an I. Body helps people achieve their goals with these 3 factors. That's where the magic happens. Body has the programs that are proven to help you lose up to 10 to 15 pounds in just 3 weeks, 30 to 40 pounds in 90 days. You just need to commit. This is so important for you. Go to body.com, that's BODI.com, and we'll get you the fast results you want step by step.
Okay, there's a part of me that I'm like, okay, if she wants to be on these reality shows for no reason, like, let's get her on like Traders or like Deal or No Deal Island. But then there's a part of me that's like, I would be upset seeing her there. Like, I don't want that for her as Diana Ross's daughter-in-law, you know?
okay.
So there was a world in which that was going to be the pitch, but that's not it. What I want her to do is I want her to partner with her sister, Jessica Simpson, who has just announced her divorce. And I want to see, the first thing I need to see is a picture on both of their social medias collaborating together, like the accounts collaborating, of like the two of them in the booth with the headphones. And they're like working on something. Just but black and white, like nothing. Okay. Working on something. That's it. Like radio silence after that. No stories, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to come out with, it could be a Christmas album, but like some sort of Jessica and Ashlee Simpson together duet album. Whether that's a la like Lady Gaga and the late Tony Bennett and like, you know, cheek to cheek, etc. I don't think they should do jazz, but like either Christmas music or like, dare I say like gospel music? Like never forget that they were like they were both like gospel singers when they were kids. Or like, I don't want it to be pop duets of them. That's weird. But like a Christmas album maybe, or like what other kind of like holiday is there that has music? Nothing, but like a Christmas album. And then they have other celebrity, like again, maybe Diana Ross is one of them that comes on.
Well, has to be.
Has to be.
You should make.
But it's
you
like
should build that in there. It's got to be.
Jessica, Ashlee, and Friends Christmas album where it's the two of them, and then like all of these. Like Kelly Clarkson is there. Like they get Britney in there for like a song. You know what I mean? They get Diana, and it's like all of them have friends, and they could turn this into a Christmas special. That's like a la like didn't like Sabrina Carpenter have like a stupid one this year? Casey Musgraves has one, and it's like her doing duets with people. They could have a Christmas show where it's like knock, knock, knock on the door, and they're like, who is it going to be this time? And they open the door and it's Diana Ross. You know what I mean? Like they could have something, and obviously they were prized their beautiful Christmas song, The Little Drummer Boy, that they sang together on Jessica Simpson's Christmas album. That's what I want from them.
Okay.
They can try to do a meteoric rise to fame again. It's not going to work. If they put out a Christmas album that's like solidly good with good guest stars, that I'm like, okay, here I am, baby steps. But like, oh, they got a Christmas special on Netflix. I'm interested, and we don't know who the guests are going to be until it happens. That's fun, and it's like doable, and they don't have to like become an A-list celebrity again because I don't think either of them can handle that. And that's my pitch.
I like that pitch, Chris.
Thank
I
you.
was actually feeling pressured to lengthen my pitch when I heard yours because mine's a little quick this week, but I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I think that we need a 1-2 punch from her just to sort of dip her toe back in, let everyone know how fierce she was and how talented she was. I think she just needs to release a one-off single. It's got to be a banger, whether it's pop or rock or the fusion of both. Release that on the day it's announced that she's going to be a new judge on The Voice. And I think that's how she gets reintroduced to the world. Because lip syncing scandal aside, that shit could be used as like a joke about why is she on The Voice? Because she can fucking sing. That's the thing. Like her actual singing voice is good. And she has been critically lauded for at least the first 2 of her albums for sure. And I think that's just a way that she reintroduces. Is she a draw for a mainstream show like that? I don't know, but I think The Voice is an NBC show. SNL's an NBC show. I think that like her returning to SNL to sing the song and maybe announce there that she's going to be on The Voice would be cute synergy. And, no, that's my pitch. You know, the fact that Diana Ross is her mother-in-law is throwing me because I feel like it's almost like, what do you get the girl who has everything?
Yeah, of course.
Anyway,
She might
that's my
not want
pitch.
anything to do with music ever again. P.S. Like she might be like,
no,
I'm,
she probably, maybe she
She
really
probably
never
doesn't.
sang live
Yeah.
ever. Maybe we're making it up. And
She might
that's my pitch.
Dominick, host on The Voice is not bad.
That's not bad.
That's
I like that
good.
a lot.
Yeah.
I actually, both of your ideas gave me chills in different ways. So to Chris's idea with this like Friends and kind of Sabrina Carpenter Christmas special kind of vibe, I think that if you don't tell us who the guest stars are, because sometimes like, especially as a publicist, a lot of our clients would be friends with people that you would never imagine. You're like, wait, Michael B. Jordan's going to dinner with Mel Gibson. You're like, huh? Like they're friends with each other in weird ways.
Yeah.
So we don't know who she's friends with, who she's doing drop off with, right? We could have Chrissy Teigen pop up. We could have like Diana Ross. Like, we have no idea who she hangs out with.
Right.
Sure.
So I think that that's like fabulous. And then I think the Christmas album idea, like, I think that would be really good. And then for Dominick's idea, I think the hosting of kind of like The Voice would be good. But I just, a lot of middle America watches that and I'm like, are they going to remember her?
Mhm.
But I feel like if they introduce it in the right way, I think to make it work, they'd have to I think she should go on like the Korean version of The Masked Singer, go on that show and then kind of make fun of herself and do the lip sync thing and do the little jig and then it go viral everywhere. And then everyone's talking about her again. Because we need something for her to go viral where people are talking and then kind of lead into The Voice.
Yeah. Okay. This is
But that's
this
where-
is the master right here. You're right.
This is what my pitch is. So I love both of your pitches, but I want to give you my pitch. I think, like, I know people who have worked on The Masked Singer, and I think that show is perfect because we don't see her. And she
That's
does the
really
Korean
good.
version if she's going to do The Voice, or she just does The Masked Singer in the US. Because I think if you just do that, it's like nobody can see her. That show is like so all about the integrity. They're not going to let her lip sync. So, because people's voices have cracked, like,
Sure.
people's voice. So that I think is, and then that lead in.
Wendy sang on The Masked Singer.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. So there you go. So then the lead in, and I know that it seems like I'm taking both of your ideas, but I was already thinking about this, was some kind of album. But when you said it, the light bulb went off where they would both do an album where Jessica would sing Ashlee's biggest hits and Ashlee would sing Jessica's biggest hit.
Oh, I like that
So
too.
we would
That's
swap.
adorable. I
So we
love
would
that.
swap, and then that would lead in. That would be a perfect PR trail to do Coachella. But what I would do is I would actually have
Oh my
Ashlee
God.
Simpson sing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. This is my big lead in. So like go with me on it. It would be Ashlee Simpson's name big, Jessica's name really small, hidden in all the small DJs at the bottom. So people would kind of forget, and then it would be a big surprise. So it'd be Ashlee Simpson headlining, and then it'd be Jessica Simpson swooping in.
Or not on at
and then
all. It just isn't named, and then
Yeah.
she's a surprise.
just swoops in, and then we have all of their celebrity friends. So Diana Ross, I know it's a stretch, but Diana Ross at the Coachella could be so iconic.
How dare you?
Like-
How dare you make her go there, actually?
So that I know it's a lot, but I feel like I really believe in my girl. So I think that if they did it right, and then they could do like a Peacock, like, whatever. Nicole and Perez just did that opera thing. It was so dumb. Just do a 3-episode thing about getting ready for Coachella or doing the album with your sister. People would watch that. They'd watch it.
Yeah. The Masked Singer alone is a great pitch, but the saddest part is that like everyone that goes on there to like reinvigorate their career, it never works. Like remember like Amber Riley from Glee went on there and won, and everyone was like, "You're an amazing singer," and then like then the show was over. LeAnn Rimes, remember? It was like everyone was shocked that it was LeAnn Rimes, and they were like, "No one knew that you could sing this well," and she like felt so great. She won the whole thing, and then it was like nothing. Like it was like that's the thing that sucks. But it's a good springboard for her.
But I'm partnering.
Yes,
it's not just that, right? So you're partnering for the album or even your Christmas album.
Yes.
Like, I feel like you need something else because the show, people go on the show, and I think this is why people need good publicists. You go on without understanding that you need to use this as a vehicle to make the next step, you know? So I think that, and use your family. You have Tracy Ellis Ross, you have your husband, Evan Ross, you have, you know, freaking Diana Ross. Use these people, do TikTok. Like you need to kind of be a little bit, I hate to say the word, but you have to kind of take advantage. Of who you know.
Should.
And I don't think she wants to do that because she wants to be cool. I think that's the issue with her. To be famous, you have to be very uncool. Like Luann said, be cool. Don't be all uncool. You have to be uncool.
She would know more about that than anybody.
You have to be a little uncool. Look at Bethany Frankel. You have to be uncool for people to like talk about you.
I mean, Christopher, I sort of think that this is a three-way tie because I feel like we have a publicist here who's like taken this isn't just a fix like we normally do. It's like a strategy where everything's like Masked Singer first, because then that's the easiest way to say, holy shit, she can sing. But going on the Masked Singer, knowing already that she's going to be on The Voice and the album. Yeah, I mean, that's how to do it. That's what Amber Riley and LeAnn Rimes publicists didn't get right, was what's going to happen after this. And she knocks everyone on their ass like they should have. And maybe they did, and we just don't know about it, but they should have had something in place where it's like, oh, you're back in the limelight now, let's do this.
Promote the client, not the show, right? A lot of times they go in, you go to GMA, you talk about Masked Singer, you do like the interviews. Fuck the show. You need to focus on the client and make yourself. So I think, you know, I'm going to send this episode to her manager because I know it and be like, girl, get on the Masked Singer. Like Ashlee Simpson deserves another chance. And she's got to do something, like open a restaurant for God's sake. Do something. We need something.
But she
you,
probably doesn't
you know?
need to. That's the problem is she's like, I just want to like raise my kids now. I don't like want to do any of this. And I don't need to.
I
know we want it, but that's the thing. Is like half these people like don't want to do anything.
Hire a nanny. Your kids are going to be fucked up anyway.
Like, I will say,
just hire a nanny. Like,
I think, I'm down for three-way tie, or should it be a vote?
You want to put it up to the
I don't know.
Vote?
I don't know. Or should it be a three-way tie? Because your idea is great.
I think that the votes, I think that it will be confusing for the listenership because Amir's idea includes shades of ours.
Yeah, they're so intertwined. I think it's a three-way tie.
I think it is, and I'm proud of it. We've come up with a three-pronged strategy for a client.
A three-pronged solution.
I'm going with Dom. If I had a gun to my head, I think The Voice.
Oh, well, then let's rethink this three-way tie thing.
I said a gun. So I like the three-way strategy prong, but I feel like if someone was like, you have to decide.
You have to choose.
You know, you're going to be able to fuck Jamie Dornan. You have to decide. I'd be like, okay, like, let me decide. It would be done.
This has gone in a place I'm thrilled about, but wasn't expecting. I need a moment. I wouldn't feel right about claiming the win because I don't want her to be on The Voice without being on the Masked Singer first.
No,
because my SNL element, like her going on and singing, was Amir putting her on the Masked Singer is the better version of me putting her on SNL. And the women singing each other's songs is the better version of your Christmas album. So that's for those reasons is why I believe
I agree.
It should be a three-way.
And they still want fame because Jessica Simpson just did a commercial that I was forced to watch about Chicken of the Sea with her daughter. So they're still
No, I know. They still need money. Yeah, we all do.
Still need money.
Amir, please tell everyone where they can find you.
Amir Yass Official, and then the Vault Podcast with Monica and Amir. That's on all platforms. So, yes. Thank you for having me. It was so fun.
Thank you for being here.
Dominick, where can people find you?
The website's Sometary.com. The socials are at Dominick Pupa or at Fixing Famous People. Christopher, where can the listeners of our podcast find you on the worldwide?
You can find me at the Chris DeRosa. You can find the show at Fixing Famous People. You can find the Patreon at patreon.com/Fixing Famous People. Write us a review and let us know who you want us to fix next. DM us. I wish you both well. And as always, where's Shelley? Goodbye.